Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Edge Sports Network. Sunday, we got a very special edition interview. Got YouTube NBA content creator BSOLZ joining us. I've grown up with BSOLZ, went to high school with him. We've heckled people at Celtics games. It's been a great time. So, BSOLZ, thanks for joining me here on the site today. Definitely glad to have you on.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, Nick.
Of
There
course.
might be some construction going on in the back, so.
We can do. I think we'll be good. We'll be good.
All right.
Yeah, no worries. So I gotta ask you, you got 137,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. You've been making NBA videos for a while now. How'd you originally get into it? I mean, I know we've talked about it a lot, but I don't really think I've ever known the backstory behind that. So how'd you kind of get drawn to YouTube, and how'd you kind of start going into this field?
Honestly, I think it just came from just being at lunch in high school, just talking with the boys at lunch and those debates. You know, the who's better than LeBron, who's better, Kobe or MJ, those type of debates. And honestly, I just used to watch a lot of NBA basketball YouTubers myself, and I was in their comment section, and I'd be like, wait, why can't I just turn this whole comment paragraph that I wrote into my own video and just do it for fun and put my own opinion out there? And then it just took off. It took a while because I remember I commented it on someone's video a year into it, and I was like, yo, I'm uploading twice a week, and I've been doing it for a year now, and I only have 500 subs. But the hard work paid off so far. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've certainly worked hard. I remember going back to journalism class senior year. I remember, you always talking about it and stuff. Of course, we weren't really doing much work in that class, to be honest. Probably could have done more work there, but that, as we know, that was not a fun class whatsoever.
Definitely was.
But yeah, I mean, so you've really grown now. You've put the hard work in. And I mean, I know you've had some really cool experiences through YouTube, through the NBA as well. I know about a few of them, but for the people that don't really know about them, can you dive a little bit into some of the experiences that YouTube's opened up for you and some of the chances you've gotten over your time making NBA content?
Yeah, so the past year, the opportunities they've kind of died down because I think they're focusing more on YouTubers that show their face instead of the voiceover guys, which is understandable. If I'm gonna represent the brand, if I'm a voiceover guy, no one's gonna know the face of the voiceover guy, so that's fine. But the years prior, the biggest one they gave me was at the end of the 2018 season, I think. They let me go to a Celtics versus Suns game as a media member. So they gave me access to the media box at the top of TV. They actually gave me 2 seats as well in Loge. So I brought Tim LeBron, so I brought him with me. So he was down in Loge by himself, and I was at the top. He had an empty seat next to him.
Oh man, just leaving Tim there by himself. You gotta watch out with Tim.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because after the game, they made me go to the locker room because they also gave me access to that. And I think Tim, they wouldn't let Tim go through, so he was locked out of TD Garden after the game.
Tell you, you're leaving Tim like a stray dog here, just letting him roam around Boston. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I was so scared. I was in the locker room and I was like, "Yo, Tim, are you okay?" And apparently, you made some friends outside.
That's good, at least.
But yeah, so after the game, they let me go to the locker room where everyone was, and I was essentially like a guest journalist for the day. Let me bring in my camera. They just said to obviously not fanboy too much in there, and I was freezing up. There was 50 reporters in there. And there was just a 17-year-old kid with joggers and a freaking windbreaker on. So that was probably the coolest one, but. Aside from that, usually they let me go to a couple games a year. It's mostly towards the end when the games are cheaper. But
yeah, I mean, I remember when you put together that Celtics video. I think you did post it on one of your channel, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the NBA posted it on their channel.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it looked like a very good experience. I remember you got to talk to Semi Ojale, which was pretty cool. And then I remember also I'm not gonna go into my my thoughts on Kyrie right about now, but I remember you got to stand there for a Kyrie kind of press conference type thing after the game by his locker. So that was pretty cool back when Kyrie was with the Celtics, back when people in Boston actually liked him. So I know that was a really cool experience. And, you've really grown a huge fan base now. I know you also do podcasting as well. You've dipped into that. As you said, doing voiceovers, a lot of content. And I know most of your content is just based on events of the day, but obviously now with the coronavirus, we don't have that. We don't have breaking news. I know we are talking a little bit about it before we got on here, but don't have any new breaking news stories. So how have you kind of been busy keeping up with content when there's no breaking news stories? How are you kind of delving into your stories and still managing to get content out to your viewers?
Yeah, so since the corona stuff happened, obviously the NBA canceled their season. Mm-hmm. So what I've been focusing more on is just historical content. Just like fun, I did one video where I did like my opinion, the top 50 players in the NBA. That's like obviously that doesn't necessarily require news. It's just like my opinion. Mm-hmm. So that did pretty well. I did all-time version of that. And I've just been honestly just doing a lot of historical stuff recently. But the thing that works with my channel is because I'm not really like a news channel. Like I'm more so like a video essay type guy. So I can get away with a couple stuff here and there. But I know a couple of news channels out there that are really having trouble. Because really the only NBA news out right now, aside from like Corona updates, is like the Last Dance documentary on ESPN. Mm-hmm. And like that's the only thing they can talk about. And there's channels that upload like every day, and I don't know, they're having a lot of trouble. But because I post once a week and I can take my time, I can really think about a topic and dive deep into it. So
yeah, I know a lot of your videos are very opinionated, which is good, and people seem to love it, obviously. And I think that's definitely good because you can kind of be creative with stuff. You don't really have to follow a set, list of guidelines, so to speak. And you can just kind of dive into whatever topic you want, whatever comes to mind. And I think that really gets like the NBA fan base, NBA community talking. And I've seen the comment sections of your videos. I've seen the replies on your tweets. A lot of people get talking. Yeah, a lot of people get talking on those. I know you had the tweet the other day. It was the Bam Adebayo tweet for, who was it? Bam Adebayo, and was it Duncan Robinson for Embiid or something like that, right?
Yeah. There was a rumored trade. It was Joel Embiid for Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson. And I just replied that I thought I'd rather have Bam for the future, and it blew up. I didn't expect it to blow up. But.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I would take that trade, I think, if I'm Philadelphia. I mean, I know.
I would too. I wouldn't do it if I was Miami.
Oh no. I mean, yeah. That's what I was talking to my friend from Philly the other day, and I was like, I mean, you should kind of take this because you got Horford on the team who's playing terribly. Because he's on the bench, he's not in a role that he's supposed to be in. I figure you could put Adebayo at the 4, Horford at the 5. I mean, we know how good Horford was in Boston when he was actually in a role that suited him well. But, stuff like that. I mean, I just see people in the comment section just absolutely going crazy at each other. And I'm like, oh my God, like, BSOLZ is starting a war out here on Twitter.com. This is crazy. But,
yeah, it's honestly on a daily basis at this point. And most of them just LeBron versus Jordan stuff because that's the only thing people can talk about.
Oh my God, I can imagine, especially with the documentary out now. That is all I see regarding NBA news, just LeBron Jordan. So I'm sure you got your hands full with that. And I know that you've been at this for a while now. You put a ton of hard work in. How has this been life changing for you? I mean, you're at 137,000 subscribers. I remember when you hit 100K. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. So, I mean, the brand is still growing. And it's growing pretty quick. When did you hit 100K? Was it like few months back? Like what, 6 months ago or something?
I actually hit 100K in 2018, but I didn't get the plaque until a year after.
Oh, it was the plaque? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because for some reason, it got lost and it was sent to Vietnam for some reason.
It was sent to Vietnam.
Yes, it was sent to Vietnam, and I didn't know what the hell to do about it. So
Yeah.
I talked to them, and it just took forever to get the plaque at that point. Like at a certain point, I was like, all right, it'll come when it comes, and I really don't care about it. But then I thought about it, I'm like, where is it? Like, I don't know how to claim it at all. So yeah, apparently it was in Vietnam, but.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, because I remember when you got the plaque. I remember you posting it, and that wasn't too long ago. But I didn't know there was a whole backstory to that it got lost in Vietnam for a year. But
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, your channel's obviously still growing. I mean, how has this changed your life? How has it impacted you just overall?
I mean, it's great that I can work year round and be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the biggest part. Like I know, and especially with the COVID stuff. I mean, technically, I'm still employed, so I still have income coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty cool to talk about basketball for a living.
Oh yeah.
But it definitely has its pros and cons. Like some people don't take you seriously just because you're not employed technically, or people just think it's like an easy job, which I understand from the outside, but it gets money from time to time. But yeah, it's kept my schedule pretty free, which is honestly the best part because I'm not like locked into a certain schedule. I can work on my own time.
Exactly, and I know it probably doesn't feel like a job too much either. I mean, it's something you really like, something you're passionate about. So I mean, It's perfect. I feel like, and I know, yeah. I mean, as you said, looking from the outside, people might not realize it, but I mean, I don't think they really know how much editing goes into the videos. I mean, even like the covers you make for the videos. I mean, like that in itself.
Yeah, people get paid just to edit a video.
Yeah.
Some people pay people to edit their videos, and then another person to make the thumbnail. I've heard some people even pay other people to do the voiceovers for them and write the scripts. So I pretty much have like 4 jobs at the same time, and I have to market it myself. So, I mean, it's obviously not as easy as it sounds. It's not like I'm just talking and I make money from it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so much behind it, and I feel like people that aren't in like the industry just look at it and say, "Oh, video, like pretty easy to put together." But I mean, when you look at it from like a perspective of someone who creates content or someone in media, someone in journalism, it's like that's a lot of work right there. That is a lot of work. It's like a weekly job basically. I mean, you're getting in your 40 hours a week, and I mean. In the future, where would you like to go? You want to just keep doing the same content? I mean, what opportunities would you maybe like to see open up? You just going to keep doing the same thing here? You have any ideas in the future once basketball returns? Where are you really going to go with this?
So honestly, that's why I wanted to start a podcast recently. Because I feel like like me and basketball, they're pretty much synonymous at this point. So I want to kind of branch out and like, at least be able to talk about non-basketball stuff and hopefully turn that into something. But I don't know, the thing about YouTube that scares me is definitely just longevity and sustainability, because if I'm like it's a good job right now, but I don't know how I'm gonna be doing this when I'm like 40 years old, like 50 years old, and just cranking out content. And because at that point, like, I've been doing this for 5 years, and to be honest, I already see people running out of ideas in just their first 2. So I think at a certain point, that's why I'm in college still.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just do this for fun at a certain point, and not be pressured to upload every single week, and be pressured to push out content so much. So yeah, that's the plan right now. Just do it for fun, and as soon as it doesn't become fun, then I'll stop. But,
yeah, I mean, I think I think you're looking at it from a good perspective, kind of like an athlete, like a smart athlete anyway. I mean, there's some athletes out there that are like, I'm going to play forever. There's no life after the sport I'm playing, got all the money. But I think it's good to look at it, realize, all right, there might be someday where the content runs out and you're setting up that backup plan, which is good. I mean, that's how it should be. I feel like that's how it should be with any job. I mean, every career comes to an end someday. So I think that's perfect right there. I know you're engineering, right? At URI?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. So I don't know how you're doing that. I could never do engineering. I'll tell you that.
I honestly don't know how I finished like these 2 years and still like not just do YouTube, but actually still be pretty successful at it. Like, it's ridiculous. The amount of math I do is, I don't understand it half the time.
All right, maybe you don't have a backup plan. Who knows? I don't know. maybe you got to switch from engineering, but that's always what you want to hear from your engineer when he, working on a project. I don't know how to do math.
I don't know how to do math.
Oh, man.
Honestly, yeah, I've been doing pretty good with balancing everything. Like, my grades haven't dipped or anything.
That's great. I'm glad that the first 2 years have gone well over in Rhode Island. Hopefully the next 2 go well. With your math and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Brian, BSOLZ, thank you so much for joining us on the site today. I know a lot of people are definitely gonna like this interview, especially the NBA community. I swear to God, if people start going off in the comments right now, down below, if people start bringing up the MJ LeBron debate down below because we did an interview with you, man, I'm gonna have to sue. There's no other reason. There's no other way to do it. But yeah, man, thanks so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it, man.
Of course. BSOLZ, everyone, we're gonna put his Twitter down below and his YouTube channel down below. Check him out on Twitter. Brand new Twitter account. Sparkling new. Absolutely gorgeous. You guys can get in on the action on there. Yell at him. Debate with him. Do what you gotta do. Start some war. The war that BSOLZ wanted to create with his videos. And you guys can also check out his YouTube channel. We'll put the link down there. Go over and subscribe. Like his videos. Give him the thumbs up. And make sure you just keep following him if you guys need great NBA content during this quarantine. So, BSOLZ, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Edge Sports Network, and we'll see you guys for another interview.